What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about this 26-inch 4-drawer tool chest that I got at Menards. It is a tool shop brand. It is Menards part number 245-1898. Now, if you ever shop on Menards website, you probably know that they don't offer product reviews for their products. So I went and picked this up. It's the most inexpensive tool chest in this size that I could find anywhere. When I bought it, in August of 2025, right now, it was $119.99 regular price. After their 11% rebate that they always have, it came in at just under $107 before tax. We're going to open this box, see what's inside, check out the quality, and hopefully I can help you make a decision on whether or not you'd like to go pick one up. All right, first we got to get these straps off, so we're just going to cut these. All right, now we got to get this lid off, but I don't know if you can see, there are some boot prints right here, like someone was using this as a stool, so I'm a little concerned about what might be underneath. Oh, okay. So far, I can say I'm pretty happy. We got nice packaging, hard cardboard on all the edges, styrofoam. So far, looking good. Now, if you look at any reviews for the Husky or even the Cobalt tool chests in this size, there's lots of mixed reviews, but there's a lot of people talking about paint issues, like excess paint, paint drips, missing paint, rust under the paint. They've talked about dents in the materials, and so I'm really hoping that just looking at this packaging in the store, it looked robust, and I had really high hopes that it was going to be really nice. So we got styrofoam on all four sides. Looks a lot bigger in my shop than it did in the store, that's for sure. And I'm going to get the rest of this packaging, get it out of the box, and then we'll get into it. They put the keys right on top in that yellow bag. I don't like that because when someone was standing on it, they could have scratched the top. So we'll see what it looks like when I get it out of the bag. So this is what it looks like out of the box. We got nice metal handles on each side. We got the keys attached to unlock it. It's made of 21 gauge steel. According to the Menards website, it comes in at just over 61 pounds without anything in it. Now, as I look closer, I noticed that the top here it's not flush on the left side. It's a little better on the right side, but it's not perfect. I mean, what do you expect for a $100 tool chest? It's very beefy. It's not cheap feeling. The metal feels good. There are some dents from spot welds. I'm guessing it's some interior stiffening that is in there, keeping it nice and stiff so it doesn't rack when it's open. We'll get in there in a second. I did notice a scratch on this one. I wasn't expecting perfection for $120, and I'm still pretty happy with the build quality of it. So let's get inside and see what we got. All right, so get the keys out of here. Comes with 2 keys. It's got nice gas shocks keeping it open so it won't close on you. So right here we got the stiffener that's keeping that top lid nice and stiff. Looks like these might be some rubber feet maybe for the bottom. We'll see what's inside the directions here. So it just tells you how to lock and unlock, what you needed to figure out before we even could get to the directions. The directions show how to attach the plastic feet. They are plastic, not a rubber like I initially thought. They just insert into some holes in the corners, and that'll keep the chest off of your workbench just a little bit if you want that. They do sell a 27-inch bottom tool chest that this sits right on top of. So like a stacking unit, you can buy them together. I don't believe you save anything buying them as a set. I think buying them individually costs exactly the same if I did the math right when I was at the store. I have a feeling my girlfriend's father is going to keep that closed a lot of the time, but you can still access the drawers. All right, so we got these drawers. They're almost completely full extension, so the drawers don't lock when they're out, but they come out. There's about less than half of an inch that does not come out all the way, but that's a pretty full extension. But they do have some detents in there, so they kind of lock into position when they close. Here's a little close-up of the drawer slides, ball bearing. These little end caps don't all fit in there perfectly. So this end cap on the drawer, you can see is a little deformed. I'm just gonna take care of that myself. Can't trust anybody anymore. There, now it fits much better. Whoever was in charge of putting these end caps in was not good. So I'm gonna have to play with those a little bit to make it look a little nicer. They're all a little bit jacked up. Some of them are perfect. Down here we've got liners, foam liners for each of the drawers, which is very nice. So these liners are just kind of a cheap foam. They're not the nicest liners I've ever seen. This is better than nothing. So these are going to be nice to keep the tools from sliding around, and if you drop them in each drawer, you're not going to have to worry about scratching up the bottoms of the drawers. And they fit perfectly. So we got those all in. I will say that these drawers do slide pretty nice. A lot of times what you're going to see in lower, I call them lower end toolboxes. A lot of us, if you're watching this video, probably aren't looking at snap-on toolboxes. I think what happens is, just because they don't build these perfectly, the drawer slides aren't perfectly parallel. The drawer will bind at some point, but these seem, and it might be because the slides are so close to each other, these all seem to glide pretty well. Again, it's a $120 toolbox. It's pretty beefy, and it's going to hold a lot of tools for my girlfriend's father, and that was my goal, was to not break the bank. So we'll get some measurements on the drawers. Left to right, we're just over 22.5 inches, and front to back, we're looking at about 10 1/4, maybe a hair more than 10 1/4. And then for the depth with the foam pad in there, from the top of the foam pad to the top of the handle, we're at about 1 3/4 of an inch deep. There's a little bit more space because there's a gap here. And this bottom drawer is just about 2 3/4, almost exactly 1 inch deeper than these top 3 drawers. So you're going to be able to get a lot of stuff in there. Maybe sledgehammer, mini sledge, something like that could go on the bottom, or if you've got racks for your wrenches, those could stand up so you could see them better. So this top area is almost 2 feet. I'm going to say you're safe at 23 7/8 wide. The thickness on this lip of the top lid is almost an inch, about 7/8 of an inch. If this comes out to 11 7/8 of an inch deep from the back to here, minus 7/8, you're almost at 11 inches. I would say you're safe at 10 3/4 of an inch deep, and then because of the thickness of the height of the lid, and this is to the top 3 3/4 of an inch. I would say 2 3/4 of an inch, you're safe on height for packing tools in here. Oh, the distance between the gas struts is 20 1/4 inches. Let's say 20 inches to be safe. I don't want to give you false information and then your tools don't fit. So 20 inches between the nubs on the gas springs from the threaded part of the gas springs. Let's see, the overall dimensions are supposed to be 26 wide, 16 3/4 tall, and 12 deep. It's almost spot on. You're going to have a little bit that sticks out. These handles are not flush on the side, so those might add another 1/8 on each side. So 26 1/4 if you're trying to squeeze this into a tight space. 16 3/4 is about spot on. This one happens to be slightly taller because this lid doesn't sit flush. And then the depth, if you're setting it on your workbench, is going to be, the box itself is 12 inches, and these drawers stick out about 1/8, just a hair. I mean, so talking 12 1/8 inch. So here's something that's a big consideration. You cannot put the tool chest flush against the wall and expect to open the lid. It will not open if it's flush against the wall. So I got the tape measure, and you're going to need to be about 2 1/4 inches away from the wall in order to open the lid fully. That's kind of a bummer. I didn't think about that. It's got nice rubber feet on this lid, so when it shuts without slamming. If you took those rubber feet out, I bet it sits flush. Perfect. So when they make the box, they don't take into account these rubber feet that they put on the lid. So what's the solution to that? I don't know. You could take these rubber feet and cut them down. They might make different rubber feet. You could just put a piece of felt across here and take the feet off. But not everybody thinks of everything, unfortunately. And this is a budget tool, so you get what you pay for. So I'm guessing if you're looking at a video about this toolbox, you're already in the market for something that's budget. I want to temper your expectations. This is a quality, heavy-duty, seemingly heavy-duty. I mean, I can't really flex this steel. The gauge is pretty thick. It's every bit as heavy as anything else I own, but I don't have anything from Snap-on. I don't need anything from Snap-on. If you're a weekend warrior and you're using your tools once a month, once on the weekend, I mean, even if you're just a home mechanic, I mean, this is going to survive for a long time. Are there better toolboxes? Of course there are. But, I'm putting together a budget tool setup for my girlfriend's father. I got a bunch of tools from Harbor Freight and Menards to fill up some of the drawers. I didn't buy everything, but I thought this would be a great birthday gift. So we got this, and I'm going to make a video on all the tools I bought to go in it. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe and watch for that to come out. If you have any questions about this box, please drop them down in the comments. If there's something I don't already know, I can at least measure it or check it out and get you an answer. That's part of the goal of this video is, maybe you live an hour away and you make a Menards trip whenever you need a bunch of things. Maybe you'll know that you want to pick this up when you go out there, before you go out there. I do like the drawers do slide well, but these, I think if you put this in the back of your car or in the back of your work truck or on your RV or something like that to keep tools for on the go, these drawers are probably not going to slide out. I mean, I would definitely want to lock it, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it opening up while I was driving. The locking mechanism is pretty slick. The drawers are not going to come out. This is a little bit loose, but it turns very easily. The lid, again, does not have to be open in order for the drawers to work, which is nice. And these drawers should come out pretty easy according to the directions. They just have little handles on the side here. Of course, one side works and one side doesn't. Oh, I think you push down. Maybe, so one side you push down and one side you pull up. It's easy to tell when you look at it, actually. So it's got these little plastic tabs. So on this side, you push down and it unlocks it from the drawer slide. And on this side, you got another one that you pick up on, and that unlocks it. You see the locking mechanism on the back goes into these pockets. If you ever drop a tool down in there, you can pull these out, clean the drawers, whatever you want to do. You could probably take out the bottom drawer. So just push that in and we're locked back in. If you took out this bottom drawer, there's a lot of space below where the drawer is. If you wanted to bolt this down to something, you could take out this drawer and drill a couple holes from the underside and then bolt it to a workbench, or, you know, if you're putting it in your work truck or something, you could bolt it so it's not going to slide around. So that's nice that there's a good amount of space on the bottom there. Well, that's it, guys. I hope this helped you make a decision on this specific toolbox. Maybe you're in the market for a toolbox and you found this video, or maybe you found this box on Menards website and couldn't find any additional information. But now you kind of have an idea what it looks like before you go to the store. Thanks for watching.